Hi, Thomas. It's great to see you.
Good to see you as well.
It is, it's quite amazing. We're sitting here and we're going to finalize the series of the 10 steps. And you're the person I have known for the shortest time. And yet we have been on a massive transformation together in just 4 to 5 months. It just shows that transformation doesn't have to take time. So I'm super excited to invite you in to talk about the very last step. We act to manifest impact. But before going there, maybe you just start by sharing what made you go on a transformational journey.
Yeah, and first off, just let me thank you for choosing me. It's a privilege to be ending this series of interviews with you. I think for myself, being a leader and having an impact on others, I think it's best to once in a while take some time to look at myself and my personal journeys in many different aspects. So I think constantly looking to get more out of life, and also with an ambition to be constantly developing. I think it was only natural to pick up the 10 steps of transformation and the heart revolution to work on my own personal transformation.
And as I have seen you, it felt like you kind of took out your antennas and just absorbed it as if it was really meant for you. You and I have worked super intense together, and basically without you and your company, we wouldn't have a web page, we wouldn't have branding, we wouldn't have the book distributed. And in all this process, I'm obviously super grateful for everything you have done and your company have done, but it hasn't been without tension. And you and I have also immersed ourselves into having courageous, super courageous conversations. And I have done courageous conversations for many years, but I had the sense that you weren't so used to it. So tell me, how has it been for you?
Yeah, I think you're completely right. For me, it has been a completely new experience to have such an open and honest and exploring dialogue with the client. It's been eye-opening for me, and I've learned a lot about myself and the way that I do business. And I think, we've been courageous, as you say, and I think it's emphasized for me the importance of being courageous when wanting to learn new things. I think we've been having sort of a really intense, but also compact with knowledge period of time here, where I've learned so much more than what would have been possible if we wasn't so courageous. So even though it's been difficult and tough and hurting at times, I'm really grateful for the openness and honestness, and also I think the mutual desire to develop not only ourselves but also each other and our relationship.
And I can just say, I'm, even though I've had courageous conversations for many years, I'm still amazed by your fearing. I am still fearing the relationship. Will it break? But then to realize also in our situation that it's only building. It's not breaking. It's actually building. So I'm super grateful for also that you ventured into accepting, we will have courageous conversation, and that will strengthen our relationship.
Yeah, likewise. And I feel, as you also mentioned, that it's become much stronger than if we didn't venture on this path together. I'm also sitting with the feeling of the the question in my mind, do we even want to be in relationships with people, also clients, that we're not able to be courageous with? Shouldn't it be sort of a base part of every relationship? I think it's been really eye-opening for me, at least, to be courageous with you.
I like that. Coming back to the business and the power of courageous conversation, or this piece about holding tension in the business, what perspective? I think you were actually alluding to the essence of it by even thinking about how could that change your relationship to clients. You want to share more thoughts about that?
Yeah, I think in my career, building healthy tension has mostly been inwards in my company, and I'm experiencing and trying out and getting good results with also building healthy tension with all my clients. So that implies be a high level, a full level of honesty and transparency, and also aligning expectations and flagging consequences or results that might not be satisfying, and working with them on understanding that, and setting new directions and making decisions. So I think also involving putting the foot down when I think that a path that they want to tread is not viable, or the right path for the product or the client. So I think daring to stay in that tension. Also, I recently had a client who wrote one of my employees in a way that was not agreeable for me, and early on I've maybe had the feeling that the client is always right. So if they were communicating in a way that we did not like, we would be extremely polite about it and trying to turn it around slowly. Whereas now I stand much more true to myself and communicate in a polite way and decent still, but also really firm, saying that if you want to communicate with us in this way, we're not going to be able to keep you as a client. And I think that's also sort of a tension that I feel is really healthy for clients and companies and in all relationships. So being firm and still warm and just sharing the perspectives, I think that's also what this step is about for me.
That is super powerful. Honestly, I think CEOs and clients seldom hear the truth. And don't they deserve that? I think so. I mean, it can be maybe really differentiating that you're going to tell them how you look at things.
Yes. And also, I don't have any bad experiences with it. It's often something that they worship. They admire and respect when I do this. So I think it's been a really good experience for me.
Cool, Thomas. I will steal with pride.
Please do. Please do.
So, coming to the end, if you were to advise either very experienced transformers or beginners, what would be your advice or guidance to them be?
For me, it's been difficult to be transforming alone. I think transforming together is an integral part of the journey for me. I think having identified at least for yourself what transformational buddies you can have along the way is important, as you have been for me through our really open and honest and courageous dialogues. So you might not have been aware. I'm sure that you've been aware, but the buddy doesn't necessarily have to be aware that they're actually helping you, because just by sharing the talks and testing of ideas and mindsets. I think that's really important. So the tip that I want to share is that you're not on this journey alone. So find somebody, identify the people around you where you know that talks with them will help you on the way. I think that's
excellent. That's excellent. I wouldn't like to transform alone. So I completely understand what you're saying.